the same time, we also did see two actions that probably came through, and we did see challenge from, of course, the team that probably tried its level best. Now, if you look at what exactly is happening, you would see that the Star Times Uganda Premier League had also games that came through, and different people showed what exactly they needed to show. Now, NEC is another team that we talked about. It's a good one for them that went through right there. Of course, with me is Benson Pastore. With me is Susie. We shall be discussing in depth right there. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Owen, and good afternoon, viewer. I want to appreciate you, viewer, for always following in, and wherever you're catching us from, I want to say salutations. It is a Thursday edition of Reset Time at 2 to 3, and the house is very full. Surprising results came in through last night and in the evening from there is the Star Times Uganda Premier League together with the English Premier League. I saw a lot of Arsenal fans very excited going in to support the team that played against Manchester City. We'll discuss that later on.
Aston Villa is the team that played against Manchester City, and that's one big thing. And of course, Benson, Pochettino couldn't do anything so much this time around to see that the Old Trafford record still goes on right there. United keeps it 10 straight wins at Old Trafford against, of course, the team of Chelsea Football Club. Did you expect that?
I expected it because Chelsea, they have been so slippery. But before I answer myself into the analysis, I need to welcome you people. And also surprising thing to me, I've been actually doing my own analysis over the night. The problem at KCA could be beyond the managerial position. And as Susie said, a lot of soccer results locally, international, but we'll be getting into that one. But some of the humiliations, of course, is now putting that scary moments to some of the managers. The first one I can think about is Cooper, the head coach of Nottingham Forest. After being humiliated by 5 goals to 0, he's saying that actually is not going to be sacked. He will overturn the results. But we are following. Just stay where you are. We are going to break the contents.
Let's talk about two things. One is about what is the welcome for? You said you wanted to welcome us.
Yeah, I need to welcome you people. Should I give you money? Because for Lumbaras, normally when you welcome them like this, they will be expecting something either like a cash, food.
Welcoming becomes either Iza or cash or Owen.
You are taking us to the cultural. And yet women don't eat.
That welcoming has to be a special. You're the one who wanted to welcome us.
By the way, women will not think about the chicken.
Hi.
And I can.
No, we shall not allow that. We shall not. That was in it.
So what is the welcome about anyway? That's the reality.
Just, it's a new day. Of course, I need to welcome you.
Okay. Interestingly, a very big one. Of course, Benson welcomes us in the new day, which is of course a Thursday. We are counting down already, and we are in the 7th day of the month of December 2023. We're wrapping up just probably 23 days or 24 days to that is the end of the year. Now, of course, how is the year taking you is one of the biggest things that you should be getting onto right there. A couple of games that will be coming through into that is the FUFA Big League come this weekend. Probably you will be seeing a lot that will be coming, but at the same time, I also want to say that we have what is called the Uganda Premier League. And now, Star Times Uganda Premier League was on yesterday. Out of that, you did see a couple of teams that also tried their level best to push in harder, still to push for positions right there. Benson, out of the Uganda Premier League games, which one was your favorite over the day?
Yeah, the game which was very, very interesting was the game between NEC FC and the URA. We saw NEC beating the team of URA by 2 goals to 0. But the shocking result, of course, to most of the people is that defeat KC, of course, had into the hands of the Kateka-based club Mbarara City. But that one wasn't a shocking result to me because you look at the way how, of course, the team has been performing. But let's look at the matches one by one.
Abdallah Mubiru could not yet get that win yet. And KCCA still keeps that power run at Kacheka Stadium. And we talked about it in length yesterday. So this time around, what could be the problems? Because we looked at the injury concerns that came through the game. Could that be one of the biggest things that probably affect the team? Or it is just there's that statement that is that history repeats itself. Sometimes it's the history.
We tried looking into the problems of KCCA yesterday. And I think I gave in a win for KCA, and I went in with the fact that they have started winning, and we shouldn't be surprised when they don't finish half of this season in the red zone. And yesterday it did turn out to be very shocking and surprising. And then I think the fact that Kacheka has always been like a death trap to most of the clubs that travel there. It is very hard to pick a win at Kacheka, that is it. And you actually said you hoped that it didn't rain there actually, because when it rains there, it becomes hard for any team to actually play there, whereas it is actually one of the best parts for there is the side that owns that very stadium. KCCA, I think now the issue is beyond management, because one, look at the players KCCA has. Okay, yes, they could not be having now the legendary players that they had last season, but then even that aside, KCCA still has a lot of good players. They have legendary players that can convert goals. They have creative players, I would say. I really don't understand where exactly the problem of KCCA is coming from, because finance-wise they are okay, player-wise they're okay. Recently they did management reshufflement and all that. I don't know, maybe it's just that no team goes to Kacheka and comes with 3 points. Could be that.
Benson, if you look at this now, it's now 6 dating with, of course, dating back to 2017, if you remember very well, probably, or if you've been following cases here, that they haven't picked any win at Kacheka Stadium. And that is one thing that you could be, someone will be saying, what is the problem right there?
You see, normally, when a game is taking place, when a game is actually coming on your way, there are some things, of course, we need to think about. History speaks itself, which exactly spoke yesterday in the game. And also, you look at the form guide, the pedigree, of course, everything this time going into the hands of the team, that's Mbarara City. There were so many things, of course, we gave analysis about it before the game, the history, everything, the history bit of it coming from you, and also the pedigree, form guide, and Kacheka, and how the team of Mbarara City of late have been performing against the big sides we have been in the country. Vipers, of course, never won the game. Sports Club Villa went there, they not even win the game, they only came back with a point. KC again going there, and it's remaining the rest of the teams like Bull FC Chitara. That means the home ground alone, of course, has been a difficult handling ground for most of the teams we have in the country. Going to the history bit of it, it's still going on. Then you look at the team of KCA, most of the people think that Abdallah Muburu was coming as a messiah, as you said, that for the team of KCA. I know most of the people attributed that one just because of the previous glorious moments he has been having with the teams he has been managing. But you look at the team of KCA, this is a depleted side. Of course, there are a lot of problems at that level. It's not only the managerial department, as I said when I was introducing myself. I think the problem cuts across. First of all, you look at the KCA of this season, starting from last season. This is not the KCA we used to know in the last few seasons. As Susie said, you look at the quality of the players KCA is possessing right now. You realize that there are only very few players that can be able to do something for the team. And also the form guide, I think a lot of things at the camp of KCA, of course, they will have to resettle. Otherwise, if they are not serious, they will not be relegated, but they will not be in position to finish in a better position.
Everyone thought the Wednesday's encounter would be one of the biggest after Ashraf Mugume got that free kick goal for that is KCCA and took the visitors ahead. But of course, later on we did see also that coming to an end. But now this takes, of course, the Mbarara best side to 2 straight wins against KCCA, and out of the games that they have made in after the 6 games, and of course 4 of which have been stalls, and I'm talking about draws. They have not gotten themselves making sure that they win there, so it has been draws for them, and that is one of the interesting moment for that is the team of KCCA, I mean from Mbarara City, that they every time KCCA goes to their home, they don't survive. Either they keep a draw or get that win. Now it's one of the biggest, 4 draws and 2 wins right there. Now leaving that there, of course, Hussein Mbalangu's side also had a very good run against David Obua's side, and it was a 2-0 win against the Giants right there, the tax collectors, as NEC Football Club, the new entrants, proved them wrong. This time round, Susie, Obua do you still sympathize, or welcome to the Uganda Premier League?
This is Uganda, our Ganda. That is but something I would like to tell Obua that Obua left this country some years back, and I think coming to just coach, direct the team is one key mistake I could say that he made, because one, Ugandan football is quite different from the football other countries play, and especially the European countries that probably could have gone to finish his footballing career too. Coming back to Uganda, he needed to come and ascertain and understand, first of all, the Ugandan football. It is not the kind of football that he played way back when he was still very dangerous, featuring into the national team down there. And Obua also needed to give himself time to probably understand his players, all the Ugandan players, before he took up one of the biggest roles that they offered him at URA. He started well. I would say he started with a draw and then picked a defeat somewhere and then a won, and then this one actually is also another big defeat. But then I think NEC is one side that people should be very careful of when you're coming to play them. NEC is trying to prove, because literally I really didn't believe in NEC. Seemingly because one, they were yet newly promoted, and I thought maybe they had to come in and understand the league and understand a few opponents that are tough here and then all that, and understand the players and all that. But look at where they are doing quite so well. I think Obua, just because of the other win that he picked, he got in a lot of praises here and there and all that. People are like, once a legend or is a legend and all that. But then he needs to still go back and understand his players. He needs to give himself time, and the rest of the world, okay, the rest of Ugandans or URA fans have to be patient, a little bit patient with Obua. Though the time is not there, people will be expecting, of course, the results. But that is that. Bad day in office.
Okay, a bad day in office, but it was through Data Joseph, who of course is Stephen Data Joseph, who is a defender who got the first goal for, that is the team, in the 41st minute. Later on, of course, a very good curl and of course a very good cross that came in from the man by the names of Rashid Okocha, who of course got a flipping cross that put Rothomio Cromwell to head it back of the net, and of course that's which made it 2 goals to nil right there. The West Nile born players are trying to build of course a combination in some of these games. I've seen this happen several times, and of course it's one of the biggest things. Okocha was the man of the match of the game right there. Now, basing on all this, looking at the team depth of NEC Football Club, Benson, you would say that maybe the team is trying to assemble well. Yes, this is Mbalangu, who was in West Nile, and of course thought he took Arua Hill Sports Club to, that is the Uganda Premier League, unbeaten, and of course won the trophy for, that is Arua Hill, in the big league. What are we expecting from this coach? Is he going to be the coach to talk about this season and to watch out for? Because NEC, I said, people are finding their levels where they are going to be. Are we still seeing maybe my wording's not going correct with what they are doing? Because most of the giants, they give them hard time.
You see, NEC is a kind of a team that's currently performing very well. I think everyone is satisfied of how they are performing right now, because, like Susie said, this is a newly promoted side. The ambition they had first was to see that they maintain themselves in the league, maybe probably finish in a better position. And you look at the points, the number of points they have so far accumulated, something of around 19. That's 6 points behind the low leaders. That's good FC. I think avoiding the relegation, if they perform like this, maybe picking a draw, picking a win like this, even before we reach into the half of the second phase of the season, we will see them collecting enough points to remain to finish in the top 4, because normally before a new season kick starts like this, there is always a precursor tournament. Maybe they want to also get into the tournament. I'll speaking to the managerial bit of it, talking about the court. That's Osen Balangwe together with Dudu Bosco and some few West Nile, as you have already mentioned. You know, sometimes people who perform maybe in the pitch, whereas on the stage, it's all about the combination you can make. You see Dudu Bosco, Osen Balangwe, these are people who have ever worked with some of the players that are currently performing brilliantly for the team of NEC FC before. Maybe the combination seems to be the one that is working out for the team of NEC FC. What what I can say in summary about the team is truly they are performing very well, and this is a team at the start of the season, they were winning games for fun, scoring goals for fun. The vibe all the went down when they were actually humbled by Sports Club Villa. Was it by 5 goals to 0? There the vibe at least went down, but now they are trying to revive. I think if they go 2 to 3 games again, minus picking a defeat, they will be somewhere in top 3.
Yeah, top 4 already. I'm talking about NEC, and probably number 4th, playing 10 games, drawing at once, winning 6, and of course losing 3 of the games right there with 19 points. It shows you how exactly the team is trying to set up and make sure that things work out for them in the near future for this. And not only them, there's also Chitara that is doing very well, by the way. They are lying number 3rd on the log right there with 20 points. So they're looking forward also to see that they get into the game. We did see another game between Busoga and Maroons, a game that ended 1-1, and then of course we talked about Barara. But today we have a game on we have games on card: Gaddafi, UPDF, and Vipers Chitara. Now it's going to be a battle for number 2 and number 3 right there. Benson, you would say that that is one of the games you could talk about, and then of course Linda Suzy could also say that is the game. Now Vipers is the team that everyone thought or thinks is going to be the champion once again. Like Benson said yesterday, Bull is just their temporary. I don't know whether it's true, but of course that's one big thing. Football, anything can happen. Suzy, you're to take about the Vipers Chitara game.
Vipers Chitara, trust me, this is going to be a very tough game. And Vipers is home. It's always hard seeing Vipers lose at home. And apart from the other time where they actually shocked us, shocked the world by giving out a bragging rights to KCA, I literally said that they were both used to that Fisher Turf and playing under floodlights and all that. But this time, Chitara are going up against there is Vipers. Trust me, it's going to be a very tough one. And if Vipers is not very keen, Chitara, by the way, could pick a win at Chitende.
And this is going to be the time, Suzy, this is going to be the time for us to determine who is who and who is big. And this game is going to be won in several areas. And the tactile bit of it from the touchline, expect a lot of roles from the above coaches. That's one point, of course, where I'm going to see the coach that's going to be tactile enough will take all the bragging rights. And also at the same time, you look at the individual brilliance each club, of course, possess. This is also another point that I'm looking forward to see. And the two things I've talked about, the way I'm seeing Chitara, I've been observing them ever since the start of the season, and it has been something very hard for them to pick maximum number of points against some of the big sides we have in the country. This time going away to Chitende, we know Chitende is like Santiago Bernabeu we have in Europe. I don't think they will go there and collect the 3 points, even a mere point. Talking about the individual brilliance, I said each team is possessing, I think, 90%. The team of Vipers is ahead of Chitara. That one has already summarized my prediction. Vipers
Uganda's
will
national team player, striker Dennis Omedi, could be one disaster to talk about in that team. And he has banked goals for Uganda. He has banked goals for Chitara Football Club. He has tried everything possible. Could that be a worrying moment for that is the team of Vipers today?
It could be, and then also, by the way, Chitara needs to be a little bit careful because the last time Vipers brought in, there is Alan Okello, actually the first, his debut, they brought him in the 70th minute. He only played for a few minutes, but then I didn't actually see his impact. There was even one person who came in and said, hey, Alan Niche gave the Malachi, and I was like, yeah, he's there. But literally, we didn't actually feel a lot. But Omedi, this time around, I feel could be a threat to Vipers, whereas the other side, Vipers also has a quality strikers, but they're very creative, and the likes of the Alan Okellos and the rest. So to me, I think this is where, like Benson had said, we're going to see the best tactician.
It's a very, very tough one, and of course this game should be won in the midfield, and of course the attacking for the different teams that will be coming right there, because that's where the strength of the two teams are. For Vipers, you would see that a very good one. I saw how Abdul Umala scored a goal in the previous goal. after, of course, error made by the defenders of URA. You saw the goal that he got into the back of the net for, that is Team Vipers Sports Club. A lot of money invested in the club itself, with including the players and the rest, so a lot is going to be happening right there. A tough game, a tough contest, but of course, very many, I know, would give it like how people gave it to Chelsea ahead of Manchester United, so don't get shocked when Chitara also comes out blazing, because the two sides have fans in their Vipers has their fun, and of course the team of also Chitara has their fans, and all these fans, I'm expecting them there, because they always move for these games from, that is, Abasidi to where, of course, to these other places that they go. Now, like here, they will have very many who will also go to Chitende. They have friends and fans that side. So it's a tight game, including that. But mentally, of course, the two teams, the battle or the fight is in for the top slot in their. Vipers knows if they don't win, Team Bull is taking them. Chitara the same. They don't want any team to surpass them right now. In fact, they need to just push forward. So tight, high tempo game that you could be expecting today. Because if you look at the point difference, it's only 1 point difference. So Chitara winning today takes them to number 2, and of course Vipers winning today takes them to number 2 still. I mean, they remain there, but a point gap difference of 2. So they will not want to see also the team of Bull run away just like that in all the ways. So I think it's a so great and interesting game to watch for those who would be able to watch these games. So that is one of the biggest, unless you want to summarize something about this person.
Yeah, Vipers up against Chitara. Actually, you have already summarized everything, but still I have to stick to my
So
prediction.
what is your say about Gaddafi and UPDF?
Gaddafi, currently they are sitting at number 10.
Those are two armies, sides or forces.
They are like brothers. They are like brothers. But
So
the one
it is an army derby.
the person who will handle the gun best, of course, will end up winning the game. Gaddafi with the 10 points, UPDF with the 8. In the recent games, they all lost them. UPDF lost narrowly into the hands of Vipers. Meanwhile, Gaddafi actually were humbled by the team of KCS 6-1. Both sides, of course, will want to bounce back from the defeats they had over the weekend, but still, who is big ahead of this encounter? UPDF, the last 2 to 3 games, since they have not been performing very well, this time I am giving higher odds for them. That's
it
UPDF.
is number 12 versus number 13. Of course, Gaddafi is sitting at number 12. Number 13 is UPDF. Anybody who slides here would also still be waiting for a relegation fight, so it's another big one in right there. But of course, Gaddafi with 10 points and 8 points is a team UPDF, so it's so challenging that the two teams will be meeting and they will be making sure that they need to defend. So a tight game also to watch, because one will want to run away because it's a drop down to the red zone, which of course is a very bad thing for any other club that is looking into. So they want to push away, and that is one big thing that we're looking into. So we expect a big one. These teams are not good goal scoring teams, most especially UPDF. They have conceded more. They have conceded 9 goals. They have scored only 5. At least the team of Gaddafi that has scored 11 goals, but of course conceded 16. So that means the defense line over the side of Gaddafi is not that good, because they are conceding a lot, and it is one thing that you could be seeing. So you could see Golo in this for the white pepper players, and it's going to be a tight game and tight contest for the two teams to probably prove what exactly they will be doing. Susie, who is going to shoot the gun best to you?
This time around, I think that both teams are from the previous losses that they actually took through and gave out the bragging rights to the opponent. I think I am seeing a draw in this very game.
A draw is what Susie is saying. We should be waiting to see how exactly that would be, but of course, all in all, it is one of the biggest things that you should be expecting right away today. We will be giving you updated, so that is one big one. Now, Express Football Club have appointed an interim coach, and this coach is called Hassan Mubiru. How many know about him? Maybe is one question that you should be. But the team of Express have gotten this man with immediate effect to task and lead the team Express past. That is the historical moment in there. Remember, Sports Club in Sports Club. This guy has been with Sports Club Villa. In fact, they were faced off with, I think, this other coach whom recently they said he should go. But Stephen has a lot. I mean, Hassan Mubiru has a lot. He's a 7-time Uganda, of course. Express, I mean, is a big team for him. Yes, he has done a lot, but Express is a 7-time Uganda Premier League team that needs to be always right there, just like the title says. It's a big brand. And then, of course, they have also named a legendary forward who is called Hassan Mubiru as the interim coach, because who doesn't know about Hassan Mubiru in the Ugandan football? Now, this followed, of course, the club's sacking of, that is James Odochi, who, of course, maybe by January should also be pushing in right there. So this is one of the biggest things. But all in all, would this change something, Benson, into the club of Express?
Yes, I'm seeing it as a positive thing for the team of KCC, or not KCC, rather Express. First of all, they sacked him yesterday, and they have not taken long to see that they employ another gaffer. That's a good one. And the second thing is, Express is known of employing coaches as interim basis. At the end, you will see them turning the contract into permanent basis. First of all, the coach they sacked Odochi at first was employed on interim basis till they had to give that a permanent role to him. And we never know Hassan Mubiru, first of all, being employed on an interim basis, if he performs very well and does the things the team wants him to do at the end, we may expect also the permanent role to be given to him. To me, the key point I'm looking at is, of course, that quick decision being taken by the management.
Now, Mubiru received his pundits as a player, ironically, if you remember, at that is a Sports Club Villa, when he had a lot of things that he proved in there, earning himself a legendary status after, of course, guarding the team. 4 league titles between 1998 to 2001, which, of course, means a lot for him as a legendary player, and he will be pushing in there. So we shall be seeing what exactly he will be providing. Football of the other days is not the football of currently. Those days it was called football. Nowadays people love calling it soccer. Terms keep changing, and that's one big thing.